Yeah. Dear students, I myself Professor MC Patel. I welcome all of you for my first video lecture for physics paper number PH 3501. I am going to teach you Unit 3 of this paper. Modern physics and quantum mechanics. So I am going to teach you Unit 3 Modern Physics and Quantum Mechanics. It belongs to paper number PS 3501. The reference book for this unit is Modern Physics by Arthur Bazer. The syllabus is taken from this book, Modern Physics and by Arthur Bazer. The another book suggested is Quantum Mechanics by Arul Das. So we shall start with the first article of Unit 3. The title of the first article is Atomic Excitation. And Frankfurt's experiment. Before we study Frankfurt's experiment, I would like to teach you what is atomic excitation, what is critical potential, what is ionization potential, right? Okay, so first of all, you know very well that how the atom can be excited. There are two principal mechanisms. There are two methods of exciting the atom from its ground state to the higher energy level. The first method of exciting the atom is the collision of the atom with another particle. As for example, I show the energy levels. Suppose this is the ground state of the atom n is equal to 1, which is called ground state. N is equal to 2 is the first excited state. N is equal to 3 is called the second excited state. Suppose atom is in the ground state. So as I told you, the first mechanism of exciting the atom is the collision of the atom with another particle. When a particle is incident with the atom, there is a collision between incident particle and atom. Atom will absorb the energy of the incident particle. As a result, it is excited from the ground state to a higher energy level. This is one mechanism. This is one method you can say. The second mechanism of exciting the atom is the collision of the atom with light photon. You know very well the energy of the light photon is hν. So when the light photon is incident on the atom will absorb the energy of the incident photon and it is excited from ground state to the higher energy level. So there are two mechanisms, two methods of exciting the atom that you know very well. Okay. As for example, suppose I consider you are very much familiar with the hydrogen atom. The energy of the hydrogen atom in the ground state is minus 13.6 electron volt. N is equal to 2 level is minus 3.4 electron volt. In the level n is equal to 3, the energy of the atom hydrogen atom is minus 1.51 electron volt. Okay. So suppose you want to excite the atom from ground state to the first excited state n is equal to 2. How much energy is required? Okay. That is equal to the difference of these two energy levels. So the difference of two energy level is delta E. Delta E is equal to E2 minus E1. That comes minus 3.4 minus minus plus 13.6, so that comes 10.2 electron volt. So you can see that if you want to excite the hydrogen atom from ground state and to the first excited state and how much energy is required? 10.2 electron volt energy is required. Okay, this type of levels is called discrete energy levels. Okay, so atomic spectra suggests that the atom has discrete energy levels n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay. Before we move to the Frank-Schutt experiment, we define important terms. The first term is critical potential. It is also known as excitation potential or resonance potential also. Okay. So what is the critical potential? Okay, because Frank-Schutt experiment is basically to find the critical potential of different elements. Okay. So critical potential is defined as the minimum amount of energy required to excite the atom to a higher energy level from its ground state is called critical potential or excitation potential. Once again I repeat, the minimum amount of energy in electron volt required to excite the hydrogen atom from its ground state to the higher energy level is called critical potential. In case of hydrogen atom, you can see that the minimum amount of energy 10.2 electron volt is required to excite the hydrogen atom from its ground state to the first excitation N/2. This 10.2 electron volt is called first critical potential. Actually, this is the energy, but the potential corresponding to this energy is called critical potential. Suppose you want to excite the atom from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 3. How much energy is required? That is E3 minus E1. Minus 1.51 minus minus 13.6. That comes 12.09 electron volt energy. So to excite the atom from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 10.2 electron volt energy is required. That is called first critical potential. To excite the hydrogen atom from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 3. 12.09 energy is required. That is called the second critical potential. Okay. So this is the critical potential, or you can say excitation potential. The second important term is ionization potential. Ionization potential. If the enough amount of energy is absorbed by the atom, then electron gets out of the atom. Okay? Electron atom में से बाहर चला जाता है. When enough amount of energy is absorbed by the atom, the electron gets out of the atom. You can say that atom is ionized. Okay? So the minimum amount of energy required to ionize the atom is called ionization potential. For hydrogen atom, ionization potential is 13.6 electron volt. So as you can see that where 10.2 electron volt is called first excitation potential, 12.09 electron volt is called second excitation potential, and ionization potential for hydrogen is 13.6 electron volt. Next, now we study Frank-Schutt experiment. Frank-Schutt experiment provided a direct demonstration that atom has discrete energy levels, and with the help of Frank-Schutt experiment we can find out the excitation potential or critical potential of different elements like mercury, hydrogen and so on. Because the apparatus for Frank-Schutt experiment is like this. I draw the apparatus for Frank-Schutt experiment. This is the tube filled with the gas filled tube. Suppose you want to determine the critical potential of mercury, then mercury vapor is filled inside the tube. If you want to find out the critical potential of hydrogen, then hydrogen gas is filled inside the tube. Left hand side of the tube, there is a filament connected with battery B1. You know very well, when current is passed to the filament gets heated, it will emit the electrons. Then there is the grid here. There are holes in the grid, so that electron get through the holes of the grid. Okay. Now we want to keep the grid at positive potential, so that grid will attract the electron. So for that we connect another battery B2. Okay, so battery B2 is connected between filament and grid. Grid is at positive potential, so when electrons are emitted from the filament, it will attract the electron. Okay, so you can apply a potential difference of V volt between filament and grid with the help of battery B2. Okay. Then on the right hand side of the tube, there is a plate P. A small negative potential difference is given to the plate. Small negative potential difference V0 is applied between grid and plate, so that only those electrons having sufficient energy they can reach to the plate. So this is the experimental setup for the Frank search experiment to determine the critical potential of different elements. Okay. So we start with the left hand side. The filament is connected with battery B1. When the current is passed to the filament will emit the electron. That you know very well. Okay. Now there is a grid which is connected with the positive terminal of battery B2. So grid is at positive potential. When you apply accelerating potential V volt between filament and grid, okay, the electron will acquire kinetic energy half mv square is equal to EV. Because 1 coulomb charge is getting V joule energy, then charge of electron is E. So E coulomb charge of electron will acquire EV joule energy. Okay. So when accelerating potential V volt is applied between filament and grid, the electron will acquire kinetic energy half mv square is equal to EV. Okay. Now see, these electrons are of known energy because you know the potential difference applied to the grid. If you know V, then you can calculate the kinetic energy of the electron. If you increase the accelerating potential V between filament and grid, the kinetic energy of the electron is also going to increase. Okay. Now suppose you want to measure the critical potential of hydrogen or mercury. You can see the hydrogen or mercury inside the tube. Now a small negative potential difference V0 is maintained between grid and plate. Okay. So that only those electrons having sufficient energy they are able to reach to the plate. Okay. Now we shall start with this. When you increase the potential difference, accelerating potential be applied between filament and grid, the kinetic energy of the electron is going to increase. As the kinetic energy of the electron is going to increase, more and more number of electrons are arriving, reaching to the plate. More and more electrons are reaching to the plate current also rising. So that can be measured with the help of ammeter or galvanometer. This will measure the plate current rising. Okay. So this is the experimental setup for Frank's experiment. Filament emits the electron. The potential accelerating potential is applied between filament and grid. So electron will acquire kinetic energy half mv square is EV. These electrons are passed through the vapors of various elements through the tube. Okay. As for example, suppose you want to find out the critical potential of hydrogen, then hydrogen gas is filled inside the tube. These electrons are passed to the hydrogen vapor or mercury vapor. Okay. These electrons are the electrons having sufficient energy, they are reaching to the plate, and produces the plate current IP. Okay. Now next, as you increase the accelerating potential we applied between filament and grid, the kinetic energy of the electron is going to increase. As a result, more and more number of electrons are reaching to the plate. As a result, plate current IP will increase. So if you draw the graph, it will be like this. Along x-axis, I take the accelerating potential V, which is applied between filament and grid. Y-axis, I take plate current IP. So as you increase the accelerating potential V between filament and grid, the more kinetic energy of the electron will increase. As a result, more and more electrons are reaching to the plate. As a result, plate current rises. But what happens in case of hydrogen atom? I am putting, when a potential difference of 10.2 volt is applied, then electron will acquire 10.2 electron volt energy. So when a potential, certain critical potential 10.2 volt is applied between filament and grid, electron will acquire 10.2 electron. Then at that time there is a sudden fall in the current. Sudden fall in the current at 10.2 volt. Now what is the reason that there is a sudden fall in the current? Okay, so that the interpretation of sudden fall in the current at 10.2 volt is explained like this. Suppose this is the hydrogen gas. I drew the energy level. N is equal to 1, 2, 3. So an electron having energy 10.2 electron volt collides with one of the hydrogen atom. The atom will absorb the energy of the electron and it is excited from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 2. So electron having a kinetic energy 10.2 electron volt when collides with one of the hydrogen atom, it will absorb 10.2 electron volt energy, and hydrogen atom is excited from ground state n is equal to 1 to the first excited state n is equal to 2. Okay. Now after collision, the electron have no sufficient energy to reach to the plate. As a reason, there is a sharp drop in the current. This is called first drop in the current at 10.2 volt. Okay. What happens after that? After 10.2, if I am discussing for hydrogen, please be remember. For mercury, this voltage will be different. Okay. As after first critical potential, this 10.2 volt is called the first critical potential for hydrogen atom. Okay. After 10.2, if you increase the accelerating potential, again the kinetic energy of the electron is going to increase. Again, the electrons are reaching to the plate, and again plate current rises. After 10.2, as you increase the accelerating potential, the kinetic energy of the electron will increase, and more electron again reaching to the plate, so again plate current rises. Second drop in the current is observed at 12.09. 12.09. So what happens? You can understand now. 12.09 volt. When you apply accelerating potential 12.09 volt, the electron will acquire 12.09 electron volt energy. The electron having energy 12.09 electron volt when collides with one of the hydrogen atom is excited from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 3. That is the second excited state. Okay. This 12.09 critical potential is called the second excitation potential for hydrogen atom. So first drop is observed at 10.2, that is called the first critical potential in case of hydrogen. The second sharp drop in the current is observed at 12.09 volt, that is called the second critical potential, because the electron having energy 12.09 electron volt when collides with the atom is excited from n is equal to 1 to 3. Okay, so this now the electron have no energy to reach to the plate, so plate current suddenly drops second time. Okay, so 10.2 volt is called the first critical potential, 12.09 volt is called the second critical potential for hydrogen. Okay, actually Frank and Hertz performed the experiment with the mercury vapor. In case of mercury vapor, the first critical potential is 4.9 volt and second critical potential is 9.8 volt. Now there is one small exercise. So how to calculate the first excitation potential and ionization potential for hydrogen atom. A small exercise, how to find out the excitation potential and ionization potential for hydrogen atom. So I draw two energy levels of the hydrogen atom. N is equal to 1, in which the energy of the atom is E1. N is equal to 2, in which the energy of the atom is E2. Suppose you want to calculate, this is example, suppose you want to calculate the first excitation potential for hydrogen atom. Means, what is first excitation potential? You know very well. The minimum amount of energy or potential required to excite the atom from N is equal to 1 to N is equal to 2 is called first excitation potential for hydrogen atom. Okay. So, if E1 is the energy in the ground state, N is 1, E2 is the energy in the level N is 2, then energy difference E2 minus E1 is equal to HA or HC upon lambda. This is equation 1. You know very well, this is from Bohr's second postulate. The energy difference between two energy levels is equal to HF or HC upon lambda. Second thing, you have to provide the energy to the atom in order to excite it from N 1 to 2. That energy is EV. So if the energy of the incident particle is EV and that energy EV is equal to difference of these two energy levels, then atom is excited from 1 to 2. So E2 minus E1 is equal to EV. Equation number 2. So according to Bohr's postulate, the energy difference between two levels is Sc upon lambda. The energy of the incident particle half m is equal to EV. When equal to the difference of two energy levels, then atom is excited from 1 to 2. If you compare these two, then EV is equal to Sc upon lambda. You know very well, 1 upon lambda is equal to R. 1 upon nk square minus 1 upon ni square. This R is known as Rydberg constant. Nk is the lower quantum number of the lower level. Ni is the quantum number of the upper energy level. So EV is equal to Hc. Let us put the value of 1 upon lambda. That is R. 1 upon nk square minus 1 upon ni square. Okay, now we want to calculate the first critical potential or first excitation potential for hydrogen atom. So, the quantum number of the lower level is 1 because first excitation potential means to excite the atom from N 1 to 2. So, lower quantum number is 1 and upper quantum number is 2. If you substitute the values, okay, you can take this E here. If you take E here, I want to calculate the first critical potential, so I name it as D1. Okay. Okay, you know very well, you know the value of Planck constant H, C, R, E. Nk you can take 1, Ni you can take 2, then that comes out to be 10.2. So 10.2 is the first critical potential or excitation potential for hydrogen atom. Okay. Suppose you are asked to calculate the second critical potential for hydrogen atom. What is the change? Second critical potential means to excite the atom from N is equal to 1 to N is equal to 3. The energy required to excite the atom from N is equal to 1 to N is equal to 3 is called the second excitation potential. So you have to make one change here. Nk you can take 1, Ni you can take as 3. Okay. Your answer will be 12.09. Second question, what is the ionization potential for hydrogen atom? So you know very well ionization potential of the hydrogen atom means to excite the atom from N is equal to 1 to infinite. Means if you want to take the electron outside the atom, means if you want to excite the atom from 1 to infinite, the potential required is called ionization potential. So here, for ionization, in the calculation of ionization potential, you can take Nk is equal to 1, Ni is equal to infinite. Your ionization potential comes 13.6 watt. Okay. So this is the example how to find out the first critical potential, second critical potential, and ionization potential for the atom. Okay. Thank you very much. So this is the end of my first lecture, Frank Hertzsprung. In the second lecture, we will see the Compton effect.